In 1862, William Forrest is 14 years old. His father is a colonel of Confederate cavalry, and he has taken his son to war with him. In April of 1862, the Forrests are involved in the Battle of Shiloh. Colonel Forrest has been assigned to guard 3 creek crossings behind the Confederate battle line on the first day of battle. A little bit after 12 noon, Colonel Forrest cannot stand being inactive any longer with a full-scale battle going on less than a mile from him. He gets orders allowing him to move if he deems it safe to do so. Colonel Forrest looks at his men and says, "I did not come here to guard any damn crossings. I came here to fight. Who is with me?" His men let out a cheer and they headed toward the sound of the guns. Forrest and his cavalry arrived south of the sunken road, in which a large part of the Union Army was making a determined stand. Forrest asks another Confederate colonel where he should attack. That colonel tells Forrest that, "I do not rank you. I cannot give you orders. Do what you think is best." The one thing that Forrest always thought was best was to attack. Forrest aligned his men in columns of 4 cavalrymen side by side, in a long line. He then led his men in an attack on the sunken road, down a narrow farm road just inside the woods, alongside the Sarah Bell cotton field. Forrest was headed north along that road towards the roughly east-west sunken road. About 100 yards from the sunken road, Forrest's cavalry hit a low muddy spot where his horses sank down into the mud, and both the horses and men were in such a narrow line, they began to get shot up rather badly. Forrest had to call retreat. He later said he had learned there at Shiloh that the deep woods were no place to make a cavalry charge. Forrest's son William was with him in the charge. When the troopers retreated from the charge, young Willie Forrest was nowhere to be found. That night, Nathan Bedford Forrest did 2 things. He sent men a mile east to the Tennessee River to climb the Indian mounds there to see if Union General Buell had arrived on the other side of the river in order to heavily reinforce General Grant. Buell was there, and his men were being ferried over. Forrest spent much of the night trying to find Confederate General Beauregard, or any general with authority to order a realignment of the men to meet the Union charge that was coming in the morning. Forrest never found Beauregard that night. The Confederate generals he did find told him that the men were spread out all over the woods in the dark, they were absolutely worn out, and that nothing could be done that night. The other half of that night, Colonel Forrest spent in looking for his son. He must have been sick with worry. How in the world could he face Mrs. Forrest having lost her only child, killed, wounded, or maybe even captured? About daylight, before the grand Union charge, Willie Forrest came riding in, with 2 of his friends, and several Union prisoners. They said you never saw a more relieved colonel, father, or a prouder one. The colonel could now go home and face his wife. William Forrest survived Shiloh in April of 1862.